So, another thing we can do with dictionaries is formatting output. So I'm going to make another program, and I'll call it output demo.py. And let's say that we have a phone book, and it's equal to the following. So that phone number is 9102. Alice, this phone number is 2341. And Cecil has a phone number of 3258. And we want to output Cecil's phone number. What we can do is we can say print, and we'll say Cecil's phone number is, and we'll say in curly braces we'll say Cecil inside of the string, and then we'll say dot format map, and we'll pass in the phone book. And let's run that and see what happens. And so what we see is Cecil's phone number is 3258, and so it was able to pick up the phone number. If I put Alice in here and ran it, what we would see is, well, it's showing Alice's phone number. We also need to change the name here as well. And how could we... Well, let's do this. So Alice's phone number is that. We'll run it. And we can see now it's showing correctly that this number is being substituted in here for this item in the curly braces with this format map. So basically we can pick anything we want in here by using the key value to see and then pull it out of the phone book. So this can be useful when you want to kind of dynamically pull things out of a dictionary. So another use for this is, let's say that we wanted to create a web page. One of the common things that happens with a web page is you have a format for or template for what you want to show, and then you want to substitute in things into the template. So what we could do is we could say template is equal to, and so we're just going to make a string, and we're going to use this triple quotes. 3 single quotes makes a large string, and allows you to put carriage returns into the string without having to do a whole lot of things. So let's say that we're making, and this, if you don't know HTML, that's fine, but this is just to demonstrate an idea of how you can use this. So here we're going to, if we're going to make a regular web page, it would kind of be like this. It would be HTML, title, we might say my home page, and then I close the head block, and then we start the body of the page here. And the way HTML works is you have these opening and closing tags, and Notice that we're using the same thing for the title in the title block of the head block, which shows up in the tab of the web page, and then we're also using it in the body to show it. So that's going to be the same. And then here we have some text. Welcome to my home page, and we close the paragraph tag. So this makes a header. This makes a paragraph tag. And maybe put an exclamation mark there. And just to show you that this would work, I'm going to place it in a text document here. I've got Notepad open, and I'm going to save this, save as, and let's see. And I'm just going to store it somewhere. I'm just going to call it index.html. And then here's that page, and you can see that that's actually, in point of fact, would generate, a page. And so there's my home page. Notice that, so this title block actually creates this section up here, and then this H1 tag is this section right here, and welcome to my home page is there. So that's actually a valid page. We're just using it to have an interesting piece of text to work with. But and we could print the template. And there's that template. I think I want to move this back one. Try running it again, just to make it look better. And that's great, but let's say we had a number of pages we wanted to create, but we wanted them to all have kind of this format. Well, what we could do is we could create this template, and we could create a dictionary for the things that we're going to substitute in. And so we might do something like this and say data is equal to, and we'll say, well, the title needs to be my homepage. Well, I've got it up here, so I'll copy that and put it in here. And then we'll say text is going to be welcome to my homepage. I'll copy that and place it here. So now we've got this dictionary, and we will just substitute in curly braces here. So we want the title here, and we also want the title here. And then we want the text here. And then what we'll do is we'll say print template.format map data. And then if I run that, let's see what we get. And what we get is the same thing. It's just that it's been constructed from this data element. So all of these, so we see here where it says my home page, where we have that was placed in here, actually up here, by substituting in title from the dictionary and place it in here. And then text was put in there. So how could we use this to be more interesting? Well, maybe what we'll do is we'll say this is home page, and then maybe we'll make about page is equal to, and we'll make another dictionary that's pretty much like this. And here, this will be about this site. And for the text, we will have blah, blah, blah. And then maybe we make a third page, which is form page. And this will be form input. And I'm just putting stuff in here. Please enter your name. And you know, eventually there'll be a you know, some HTML code in here to make this happen. So now what we could do is we could say, well, let's just display them, and I'll just do 3 print statements. And this is just for the sake of kind of showing what could be done. And so I'm using the same format. It's building the pages from this common format, and it's just substituting different sets of data from these 3 dictionaries into this format. And so now we can see that it did in fact produce all of our pages. Here's the web page for the home page. And then here's the one with the about page. And then here's the one with the form input. And then we could copy and paste these into text documents and save them. And then we would have 3 pages that were generated for us very quickly with Python. Now, there's actually frameworks for this. One is called Flask, the other one's called Django that actually does this in a much more sophisticated way. But the idea is basically this: is, you know, we can keep the template the same for all the pages because we kind of want it to be laid out the same, but then we just change the content, and we use dictionaries to store the content. So just another example of how you could use dictionaries with the format map to substitute in when you're making a string. So that's how to use string formatting with dictionaries. Thank you.